is ABC.
Now, live in the Channel 10 newsroom, here's Brie Walker. Tonight's Nightcast Fantasy comes from a full-time UCSD pre-med student and part-time clerk at a supermarket who really loves music. You'll want to see John Frank's dream come true at 11. Also tonight, you will see the fairest of the fair, the annual beauty contest to choose the woman who will reign over the Del Mar Fair. Join Carol LeBeau and me for those stories and Michael Tuck's perspective in 2 hours on Nightcast. Now with a look at what's coming up tonight at 11, here's Carol LeBeau live in the Channel 10 newsroom. A Nightcast viewer sent us a letter expressing why he wanted to have his fantasy come true. John Franks, who is a full-time UCSD student and a part-time grocery store clerk, thinks he can entertain an audience because of his love and knowledge of music. Well, you'll be the judge. Join Brie Walker and me for those stories and Mike Tuck's perspective along with the fairest of the fair. And a student and grocery store clerk gets his fantasy to come true tonight. Join us for those stories and Michael Tuck's perspective in just 30 minutes right here on 10 News Nightcast. And a little later, spinning the records for entertainment and for a Nightcast Fantasy. A little later on Nightcast Fantasy, a better disc jockey? Fantasy leaves one man spinning while his dream comes. John Franks is a doer. He's a chemistry major at UCSD. Next year, he'll be in med school. And he fits in a job at Safeway. What hasn't he done? Well, something he's always wanted to do. Play the tunes at a fancy night spot. That's where tonight's fantasy begins.
How are you today?
Fine.
While John Franks is checking out groceries at his local neighborhood supermarket, he sometimes fantasizes that his hands are operating a different kind of keyboard. John Franks' fantasy is to bag a different kind of gig as a disc jockey in a hot San Diego night spot.
I've always admired good disc jockeys and their choices of music, and it's a way to make people happy. It's a universal medium that no one else can do except for the disc jockey.
To fulfill John's fantasy, Nightcast calls on the expertise of Scott Jan, one of the city's hottest dance DJs.
Like quick slams, maybe a little conga slam like we worked on the other night. We're going to do some beat to beat, get in some Color My Love and stuff that we know they're going to like.
Good stuff.
And we're going to dump some confetti on them, show them a good time.
With John's crash DJ course complete, we turn the clock forward now to opening night in the dressing room where John changes into his professional DJ outfit.
Are you psyched up yet?
Yeah, sure am.
Okay, you know, our #1 rule here is to have a good time.
A good time and
And
entertain.
it's our job to bring it to them. That's what makes it an important occupation. There you go.
All right.
Ready?
Let's go ahead.
Open the confetti.
Look at those party animals. I'll give John 5 points for his light show, and 10 for his selection, and 15 for his personality. What do you think of John the disc jockey?
Well, I think John brought something different to Confetti's tonight. Besides the regular upbeat music, John put a little personal touch there.
I really enjoy the upbeat music, and it's been very enjoyable.
High-energy dance music, and if I was in charge of the place, I'd consider hiring him.
To see those people out there dancing is like nothing else I can describe. It's a good feeling. And I feel like now I've really fulfilled my fantasy.
How do you feel about this student here, Scott?
I tell you what, I think he's a natural there. I better start watching out for job security and get with it.
Tonight for John Franks, it's a fantasy come true. Tomorrow, when he's bagging Del Monte peas, it'll be just a memory.
Wow, I had such a great time that was 10 times greater than I ever thought it would be. That was a fantasy come true last night.
Oh. John Franks, that's a perfect name for a DJ. It really is. You remember it? John, you did a great job. Yes, you did. Thanks for being our Nightcast Fantasy. And that does it for a Friday night. Be sure and join Adrian Albert and Bill Griffith this weekend for 10 News. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy it.
Okay, this is Dr. Frank. What are they put these things here for? What? What? A haircut. Now, is this a haircut or what? Good job, Gina. Nothing.